state. It was a scene of carefully organized crime by the perpetrators of the illicit activities, to the disadvantage of Nigerians, especially those living in border towns.
All the border drill, the border closure, they are still planning to cross the Nigerian border with this type of petroleum products.
But this time, as in many occasions, luck ran out of them. Controller Muhammad Aliyu said 2 suspects are in custody and investigations will be carried out to ensure appropriate sanctions are meted on the perpetrators. The village head of Lolo, Muhammad Abubakar, who narrated the ordeals of his people who suffer setback on dry season farming due to fuel scarcity, assured of the community's support to the security operatives to rid the country of all forms of criminal activities. The village head, however, pleaded with the federal government for immediate palliative measures to border communities. In Birnin Kebbi, Nuratan Kwakili, NTA News.
And that's our package from Sokoto. The news will continue with Habiba in Abuja. Good afternoon. Continue with.
Many thanks, Asmal. But another break beckons on Nationwide. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
We have 30,364 individual, 6,437 household.
Boko Haram ya koro mu daga garin mu wanda ake cewa Doron Baga.
The government has done a lot of things.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous, whether you do it for fun or for political gains. Real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it, don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement from NTA.
Lassa fever occurs when a person gets bitten by a rat carrying the Lassa virus. It is also contacted through the consumption of foods that have been contaminated by either the saliva, urine, or excreta of the rats. Lassa fever is deadly, so protect yourself and loved ones from it. Keep rats away from your homes. Ensure that leftover foods are properly covered at night and heat up properly before consumption. Wash fruits properly before you eat. Maintain regular hand wash with soap and water, as well as environmental sanitation. Report all feverish conditions and bleeding from the nose or mouth to the health facility nearest to you, and don't indulge in self-medication. This message is from the Nigerian Television Authority, the NTA.
Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online, or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can beat the rich.
Many thanks for being there. And over to the National Assembly, where the Senate is considering a bill that seeks to establish a commission that will handle electoral offences. The bill, sponsored by Senator Abubakar Kyari, is part of electoral reforms by the Senate, which seeks to ensure quick dispensation of justice in Nigeria's electoral process. It is also expected that the bill, when passed, will further empower INEC to carry out its statutory functions adequately without any encumbrance. Senators, while debating on the general principles of the bill, recommended that the commission be replaced with a tribunal. Hence, it will act as a body that will punish electoral offenders as recommended by the Uways Committee Committee. The National Agricultural Development Fund Establishment Bill sponsored by Senator Abdullahi Adamu and the Southwest Development Commission Establishment Bill sponsored by Senator Ibikunle Amusu also passed through second reading. And staying with the National Assembly, the House of Representatives has approved the 2020 budget of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. The amount, more than 346 billion naira, is for recurrent and capital expenditure as well as development projects for the service of the Niger Delta. Plenary also passed for second reading a bill seeking for the establishment of the South-South Development Commission and a bill to establish Federal University of Technology, Asaba, Delta State, a bill enacting the company limited partnership and registration of business, among others, was considered and approved at the Committee of the Whole. And away from the National Assembly, 4 students of the University of Abuja have been arraigned before the Magistrate Court of the Federal Capital Territory sitting at Wuse, Abuja, for allegedly using forged certificates of the National Examination Council, NECO, to obtain admission in the university. The 4 students are facing a charge of forgery. Olabode Arewa has more.
3 of the 4 suspects, Teresa Efyong, Solomon Victor, and Abdulkabir Muhammad, pleaded not guilty to the allegation of forgery made against them by the University of Abuja. The 4th defendant, Adama Joy, who is still at large, was absent. The police prosecutor, Chijoke Okezie, informed the court that the fake NECO certificates were discovered by the University of Abuja during a certificate verification. Counsel to the 3 defendants, Dan Angel, however, pleaded for an adjournment to enable him prepare the defense. He also pleaded for their bail pending the course of trial. The presiding magistrate, Idaya Tolaide, granted the defendants 200,000 naira bail each with a surety in like sum.
They have been arraigned in the court for the offences of forgery. Bail is a right. They are entitled to bail. Okay. As long as they will come back, whenever they are asked to come back.
The court adjourned the case to the 23rd of April 2020 for commencement of trial. The move by NECO to drag the suspects to court is part of a wider plan to crack down on individuals using forged NECO certificates in tertiary institutions across the country. In Abuja, Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
Just Network Center is next, and Zeret is standing by as our guide.
Habiba, good evening and welcome to Jos. To take healthcare delivery to an acceptable world-class standard, medical professionals in Jos University Teaching Hospital are being trained in laparoscopy, a surgery which is conducted with minimal or without opening the patient. Ashes Gopep has details.
Laparoscopy, also known as a keyhole surgery or minimally invasive surgery, is a type of surgical procedure that allows a surgeon access the inside of the abdomen and pelvis without having to make large incisions in the skin. Although laparoscopy procedure has been in practice in the obstetric and gynecology department of the Jos University Teaching Hospital, this is the first time other departments of the hospital are exposed to this technique of medicine.
In the rest of the world, almost every operation can be done laparoscopic apart from delivery of a baby. So we have started with a few surgeries now, about 3 or 4, and hopefully with time we'll build on that and get up to 80% of our surgeries.
With the carefully selected facilitators from reputable medical backgrounds, it is believed that the training will further enhance understanding of the core concepts of laparoscopy.
You are teachers for the subsequent course. So the objective, let us objectively assess this particular course because it will help them in planning subsequent courses.
Advantages of laparoscopy over the traditional open surgery are said to be enormous, as serious complications are usually rare. It is expected that participants who are drawn from across the country will be equipped with improved skills and knowledge to face the challenges ahead. In Jos, Ashes Gopep, NTA News.
Worried by the increasing rate of drug abuse and cyber addiction among youths in the country, students of Hope Academy Schools, Kwang, Jos, embarked on a door-to-door campaign against drug abuse in their host community. Ruth Stephen Hoke has the report.
Carrying placards with different inscriptions stating the dangers that accompany the use of illicit drugs and harmful substances, students and staff of Hope Academic School took to the streets of their host community to warn them on the dangers. School psychologists added that the society is fast eroding its moral serenity and the young students should be enlightened before they fall victims.
Because of the burden we see around now, we feel that the children schooling in our school should be able to hear the message. They should be reorientated, and we don't want to limit it to the children there. We wanted to take it out to other children so that they will be able to see and be able to hear us as we talk and we speak against this thing.
Community leader and other stakeholders in the fight against this menace handed down words of wisdom to the student, urging them to be good ambassadors.
The school deemed it fit to begin to talk about drugs, which at your age, many of you who are not in school are engaged.
Drugs, as it is so deep in our society, and we really need to do something fast.
The rally began from the school premises all through Kwan Village and back to the school gates in Jos. Ruth Stephen Hoke, NTA News.
That wraps up our contribution from Jos. It's back to Habiba in Abuja for more on Nationwide.
Many thanks, Zeret. Cameroonian refugees settling in border communities of Taraba State have continued to thank the Nigerian government and its peoples for the massive support they have received to make life better for them. They say the conditions they have improved for them since the federal and state governments started visiting them with relief materials. Joseph Osen reports from some refugee camps in Takum local government area.
These relief materials are being loaded in trucks and heading to Taraba State border communities with the Republic of Cameroon. 5 local government areas, Sadauna, Komi, Usa, Takum and Gashaka are hosting over 25,000 Cameroonian refugees. As the materials arrive and are being distributed, emotions took over the faces of the beneficiaries who were full of gratitude to the people of Nigeria for their support.
As we all come here, they did not leave us. They always give us food with a chop. We need to sit down hungry.
At the promise, say as we dey for here, we dey in unity, and we dey fine. We no fit cause any problem for this place.
For the past 3 years, Cameroonian refugees have continued to flood into Taraba State and other neighboring states of Nigeria. Though heavy burden on coast communities, the villagers empathize with them and authorities want them to remain law-abiding to make life better for all.
And waiting be the importance of the registration, it will help una. If una dey waka within this country, this Nigeria, so when I get waiting, una go present say una be refugee, immigration no go harass una.
If you need plot, I can give you plot.
This is the second time in the last 2 months that SEMA will be visiting the communities to cushion the hardship of the Cameroonians and their hosts. From Takum, Joseph Sound Oten, NTA News.
Global sport is being adversely affected by the coronavirus outbreak. In this special report, Kene Emabodike takes a look at the effects so far.
The spread of coronavirus around the world has obstructed the staging of sporting events in China and elsewhere, with a good number of Tokyo 2020 Olympic qualifiers postponed or venues switched, mainly in Asia and Europe. As at the time of this report, over 60 international sporting events are affected since January 2020. Some of these include the Olympic boxing qualifiers moved from Wuhan to Sydney, Fed Cup Asia Oceania Group I event moved to Dubai, World Athletics Indoor Championships in Nanjing postponed until next year, China Snooker Open in Beijing postponed, Asian Weightlifting Championships moved from Kazakhstan to Uzbekistan, the cancellation of WTA Kunming Open in China, and most recently, the postponement of Basketball Africa League in Dakar, to mention but a few.
Presently, we are supposed to be preparing for the World Indoor Championship that's going to take place in China, but now it has been cancelled.
There are great concerns about this year's Euro 2020 in France and Tokyo 2020 Olympics amid coronavirus outbreak. Japan's Olympic Minister Seiko Hashimoto on Tuesday hinted that its contract allows the country to postpone the Games until the end of the year, although under the hosting agreement, the right to cancel the Games belongs to the International Olympic Committee.
Some people are skeptical about the Olympics holding this summer, but I think it's going to hold. But you know, everybody's just